If you notice, if you're watching the mainstream media, you'll see this confounding moment where reporters and anchors and journalists and analysts, they all say, Trump's just been indicted, and yet his poll numbers are going up, and now it looks like he's a lock for the Republican nomination, and people are rallying around him. What's going on out there? Well, let's ask Congressman Gary Palmer. He's the Republican of the 6th District in Alabama, and I'm guessing in your district, Congressman Palmer, your constituents are probably looking at this and thinking, yeah, you know what, we are going to rally around Trump based on this.
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen any polling from the 6th District on this. That I think a lot of my constituents are looking at this for what it is, and it is the prosecutorial attempt at political assassination. Larry, the thing that people need to understand is that even before President Trump was elected president, our judicial system, our law enforcement agencies were engaged in a hoax investigation, the Russian investigation. They followed that with an impeachment trial over a call he had between President Zelensky and himself right after Zelensky was elected, which, again, I mean, when the Democrats were in the majority, they demanded that the Treasury Department turn over his tax records. It should be very evident to anyone, regardless of how you feel about President Trump, that they really were out to get him, and they were desperate to find any way possible to get him. And they let other issues slide, like with Hillary and with the current administration.
Well, and it's so it's so unsettling for the American people to see the justice system used so blatantly as a political weapon here, that people are screaming for some kind of remedy. What can be done? You're a member of Congress, Republicans are in the majority, you're on the Oversight Committee. What can be done?
Elect a bigger majority in the House, elect a Republican majority in the Senate, and elect a Republican to the White House. And one of the top priorities has to be cleaning up our law enforcement agencies and the judiciary system. The American people cannot lose confidence in our law enforcement. It would be a disaster going forward. So I think that's the answer. We're a representative republic. We're only as good as the people that are sent here. And when you send someone like a Joe Biden to the White House, even I, as much as I knew about Biden beforehand, didn't anticipate how destructive one administration could be in just over 2 years.
Well, and you're right. I agree with that. But there's also the people who work in the administrative state who are permanent regardless of the elections, or at least they act like they're permanent. You've got an FBI director, sir, who refused to turn over an unclassified document to Congress, who has complete and total constitutional oversight authority here. When he finally did, he had redactions. And we learned from your colleague over in the Senate, Senator Grassley, that one of the things they redacted was such a damning bit of information that their informant had audio tapes, allegedly, of then Vice President Biden engaged in discussions about a bribe. So, I mean, again, the American people, we'd love to get a new president, but that's not going to necessarily change the people who are working as part of the administrative state.
I think it has to. I think we need to look at what we need to do, both through the next president's presidential administration, and through Congress, to start removing people from office who are not carrying out their duty in a constitutional manner. And that's not just at the FBI level, it's at the Border Patrol, it's Homeland Security, it's up and down the line. People who are not carrying out their duties according to the oath that they took to uphold and defend the Constitution, and to mediate justice in the way that it's always done, where justice is blind. It doesn't matter who you are. We're all equal under the law.
As a Republican, sir, and I don't know who you've endorsed or if you've made an endorsement yet for the Republican nomination, but how do you see this process playing out now as we're about to have our first debate in about, I think 5-6 weeks now, and we start moving toward primaries and caucuses? This is such untested ground.
Yeah, we haven't been here before, but I think there are a lot of quality people in the race. I think that there needs that everybody needs to participate in the debates. But I think what is going to dominate this election is what's happening to President Trump right now, and what we're finding out about the Biden family and how I think it's compromised the Biden administration's ability to look out for the best interest in the United States.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of the Biden family and what we're learning now, I mean, if you sort of play this out, we've got this allegation, which appears to be a pretty credible allegation of this bribery attempt. And set that aside. Well, don't set it aside, but include with that all of the things that we've already learned about what appears to be on Hunter Biden's laptop with regard to palpable crimes. You then have the FBI seemingly not really pursuing these alleged crimes very aggressively. And then you've got these redactions, as I said, or Christopher Wray trying to withhold these documents from you so you in Congress can't actually see the truth and what's going on. I mean, we're talking crime, we're talking obstruction, and we're talking cover-up. I mean, are we close to initiating some kind of impeachment hearing?
Larry, I've been on oversight since I first came to Congress 8 years, 5 months, and 11 days ago. And I was involved in the investigation of Hillary Clinton. I just want to take you back past the Biden administration to what happened. You remember Eric Holder was held in contempt because of his refusal to turn over documents. But look at Hillary. In January of 2016, election years 2016, Charles McCullough, the Inspector General for the intelligence agencies, sent a letter to Senator Burr and Senator Corker telling them that she had sent out emails that contained sensitive, top secret, and special compartmentalized information. Now, I have a top secret clearance. I can't see special compartmentalized information. And apparently she sent it out in her emails. The FBI was investigating that, and the investigators wanted to charge her. But Director Comey decided not to. And his reason for doing that, he said it didn't rise to the level of intent. I don't think that applies when you're handling classified information at that level.
Yeah.
It puts the country in danger. They want to go after Trump for obstruction of justice. She had her hard drive bleach bit applied to that to destroy evidence. There's no other reason for her to do that other than to destroy evidence. There were 3 laptops that contained classified information that left the State Department. 2 of those were in the possession of 2 people who worked at the State Department, but were also her personal attorneys. The 3rd one, we don't know what happened to it. They said it was lost in the mail. And you talk about reckless disregard of our top secret information, yet they want to go after President Trump, which what he did should have been, I think, arguably protected by the Presidential Records Act, and then go after him on an obstruction charge. It should be evident to everyone that we're borderline a banana republic now. This is the kind of stuff that should never happen in the United States. It shouldn't happen anywhere.
Yeah, Congressman Palmer, you're absolutely right, and I agree. I mean, the ultimate remedy from we the people is the next election, but that is about 18 months away. In the meantime, we'll be closely watching what you and your fellow Republicans in the House do as we navigate these dangerous, untested waters. Thank you so much, Congressman Palmer from Alabama. There's more to come on O'Connor tonight. Please keep it here. You're watching the Salem News Channel.